Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Listen, I was sent this video and it talks about, okay, remember the other day when I spoke about how there was millions of dollars spent, I think it was like 260, 290 something $1 million on end plate, right? And then I was sent this video, and the community member said you got to go to 1 hour and 17 minutes and listen to it. And I was just like, okay. So I did. And there's a way that you can pull up the transcript of a video, right? So I wanted to be able to do that so I could read it to you. This is extremely concerning. Hi, Goku. Hi. Because the person in this video explains, and I'll leave the link for the video in the description box below. Hi. 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 Are you okay? Are you okay? It's my son's dog. Why all of those end plates were purchased by the U.S. government. Okay. And Goku, please stop. And so will you quit? Okay. Yes. So the transcript goes like this. Yes. It says, concerning Russia's offensive, and believe me, they can back up every single word they're saying with little to no resistance. But it's important that people understand how you know, and it does deal partially with that wasn't missing out submarine 600-foot long metal rod vessel that was spotted on the cold waters. But there's a fact behind that. A lot of people say, well, they only built one. I'm trying to read this. Goku, stop it. They only built one. No, they didn't need to go to that. Is the longest vessel that's underneath, and for good reason. It carries enough to really destroy the earth. 600-foot long nuclear submarine, and I understand that. So there's two of them. One's missing. I want to say, I would hope we could figure out where it's at. Am I right by saying that this was a report I've seen earlier in the week, that this thing could create a nuclear, or what they call a radiation tsunami? Can you explain that? And then the guy goes on to say, because it's two people talking, and says, yeah, first of all, Russia, some of the ships that are rusty, some of the, or is that supposed to be Russian and not rusty? Some of the operations that were taking place from Russia in 2000, I believe it was 18, they tried to repair part of one of the carriers that didn't go too well. Russia has abandoned most of their fleet. Why? Because they've been building monsters, submarines in the ocean. That's a big problem, I tell you. How big of a problem is it? Every single admiral understands that if somebody you know, if anything goes wrong overboard on a ship, it's going to hit a Russian ship right now. Those are down there. We have cables that surround America, China, the borders underneath, or America and Canada, and they have sensors on them. So when some heavy pressure hits some of those cables, more than what a whale could cause, or a school of whales, we can detect shadows right now. There's an estimate right now that we probably have probably 16 miles out from every single military base, is at least 2 or 3 subs, Russian subs, that we can't do anything about right now. So it's really like hide and seek. Never know for a fact from sunlight, photos, and a dump realizes that Russia has actually dispatched some of these things. A lot of these things weren't talking about since 2015. So Russia right now, I know it's a bold statement, but the ocean underneath the water is Russia's domain, right? Most of Russia's money has been imported to the underwater domain to control the underwater domain. Of course, America, as you know, land or continental domain and some airspace domain. China has the other portion of the fleet, which is above the waters. And we know the count of ships they had. They're not going to release that number, but it is this massive concern. Not to mention, Russia has the largest nuclear weapons on the planet. Yeah, I know that much. What is that like? What is the Russians? That's the... Well, they gave us people should know about the AN602, which is the way this guy talks, it's kind of hard to understand it, so I'm trying to decipher what he's saying. That Alpha November 602 is a SAR, TSAR, Bamba, BAMBA. It's what it's called. It's the most powerful device ever deployed. It's a powerful nuclear bomb. It caused the biggest explosion in history, and they have lots and lots and lots of those. How do they now know how would they deploy them? I mean, they have a delivery system where these drones can be released and carries that same warhead power can be released underwater. Now, these are the drones that can go on 2, 3, 4 year emissions, however long it takes on manned missions. And you know, the only thing we have to counter that is the APAL system, APPAL, which behavior of man or unmanned submarines, and they sent out the sub hunters for further inspection to go and get them, but they could essentially, you know, if Russia wanted to, he could destroy the whole surface of the planet. He really could. So that means, see what I mean? He's like going back and forth, back and forth. Is that why in today's big news was the United States is stockpiling massive, I mean, I don't know how many billions of dollars of anti-radiation drugs. This isn't good. We've never done this before, have we? Foreign. There was one time, but I'm not sure what they printed. But if they knew what the inventory was, and they have a declaration on the inventory as of last weekend, when we had our talk, they had to get these materials, logistics. They we have to get those distributed. I believe that only one purchase reservation was published, that it's not the other 6, right? If you had because it would take, oh my God, for everybody in the U.S. who was of importance, you're talking about at least $700 to $800 million worth of medication. And of course, storage, transportation, all of that stuff. That's a pretty big one. So they've been looking, or knowing them, they probably released, or somebody got a hold of something that reflected maybe 1/4 of what the actual cost was. This is really hard to read. Okay, so and I'm sorry that I sounded so like off and on. It's because it was very hard to read. I'll leave a link in the description box below for the video if you guys want to watch it. Okay, it's a pastor, and he has this guy on his channel every Thursday apparently, and his name is Mike. I don't know, and I've never even heard of this guy, but apparently the reason behind the U.S. buying up all of the nameplates and spending all of that money is because Russia apparently owns the water rights, pretty much, to all of the water that surrounds U.S. and China. That's what I'm getting out of this. And because of these 2 huge nuclear bombs, if Putin gets a hair on his ass and he sets those off, sayonara, baby. You know, so that's what my takeaway from it. I mean, you know, I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope this guy's wrong. I really do. But, you know, that's how it's reading to me. I don't know. You give me, you know, watch the video, all right? Or don't watch the video, and on the side, okay, you know how when you look at a video and it says, like, you can like it, dislike it, share, download, and then it's got the 3 dots. Well, you can click on that, and it'll say read transcript. Read the transcript and go to like 1 hour 17 minutes, something like that, or right before 1 hour and 17 minutes, and read it until like 1 hour 24 and a half minutes, somewhere around there, and you tell me what you think, because this is like you know, I hope he's wrong, but if he's right, the way that I'm seeing it is Russia owns the water, the underneath of the water of the U.S. and China. And if Putin gets a hair on his ass, hit the button. So, I mean, that's how I'm taking it. All right. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Okay. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fear less. Ciao.